Welcome to New Sky TV. Fans went wild. This iconic moment of first-hand holding plus public confession ignited the entire internet, not just because it was sweet. At that moment, it wasn't just fan bias at work. The moment the camera zoomed in, the atmosphere instantly spiraled out of control. Wang Haozhen reached out and firmly took Zhai Yiying's hand. There was no deliberate sentimentality, no superfluous dialogue, yet countless viewers held their breath. Then, his seemingly calm yet emotionally charged confession was like a pebble thrown into a lake, ripples spurting rapidly, exploding across the internet. 33-year-old Wang Haozhen and 2002-born Zhai Yiying, standing together, showed no signs of their 9-year age difference. It wasn't about deliberately creating a youthful appearance, but rather a resonance of their personalities. He was calm and reserved, she was lively and natural. He gave a sense of security, she exuded approachability. Two completely different stages of life, yet at the same moment, created a wonderful chemical reaction. Many netizens' first reaction was, "Isn't this really like someone who's known each other for over a decade?" The exchange of glances, the perfect synchronicity, the subconscious care, everything felt so natural. It wasn't artificial sweetness, but a tacit understanding that didn't need acting. When she spoke, he would unconsciously lean in to listen. When her emotions fluctuated, he could always immediately calm her down. This feeling of being seen and caught is precisely what resonates most with the audience. The moment they held hands was particularly memorable. There were no exaggerated movements, even a hint of restraint, yet it was all the more captivating. It was a measured approach, not possessive, but respectful, not ostentatious, but resolute. Netizens' assessment was spot on. This isn't the impulsiveness of a new love affair, it's more like a choice already made after confirming each other's feelings. Zhai Yiying's performance also completely shattered the stereotypes surrounding 2002-born actresses. She wasn't stage frightened, nor did she rely on being protected, but instead displayed a rare relaxedness and confidence at crucial moments. Facing Wang Haozhen, she didn't look up to him, but stood shoulder to shoulder. This level gaze made the entire interaction feel exceptionally sophisticated. As for Wang Haozhen, he has gained renewed recognition from many casual viewers. Shedding his previous roles, the maturity and tact he displayed in this memorable scene made people realize that truly charming men don't rely on age or imposing presence, but rather on knowing how to make their partners feel secure and respected. It fulfilled the audience's imagination of an ideal relationship, not a dramatic, passionate one, but a steady, enduring understanding, not a forced creation of buzz, but a natural outpouring of emotion. No wonder fans were completely ecstatic. Because what everyone saw wasn't just a highlight, but the most touching beginning of a relationship. Regardless of what the future holds, this scene has firmly secured its place on this year's list of most memorable and heartwarming moments. Even more remarkable is that this sweetness isn't superficial, but hidden in details that hardly need to be mentioned. Wang Haozhen's unconsciously slowed pace when holding hands, Zhai Yiying's naturally brightened smile when pulled closer, all seem like long-established habits. His occasional confirming glances, her immediate nods in response, as if a consensus was reached without words. The air at that moment was quiet and gentle, sweet yet restrained, with a powerful aftertaste that made viewers want to rewatch it repeatedly, just to confirm if this tacit understanding truly existed. This aftertaste stemmed precisely from the unhurried rhythm between them. Wang Haozhen didn't rush to push his emotions to their peak, he seemed to steadily maintain the atmosphere. Zhai Yiying didn't deliberately try to please, her reactions were always genuine and relaxed. It was precisely because there was no overacting that it became increasingly captivating. Many viewers later realized that what truly moved them wasn't the act of holding hands, but the natural and fluid progression of emotions before and after it. The tacit understanding between Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen extended from the screen to real life, not just an empty slogan, but a real existence verified by countless details. The famous scene on set, known as the blood-pact activation, was originally just a scripted emotional outburst, but during a break in filming, Wang Haozhen's instinctive action of reaching out to pick up Zhai Yiying's back was completely outside the planned design. Without prior discussion or directorial prompts, it was simply a natural chain of reactions between characters and actors. It was this one moment of improvisation that grounded the entire scene's emotion. It was no longer merely a functional act of the male lead caring for the female lead, but rather carried an unspoken sense of dependence. When the female lead's emotions were disrupted by the backlash of the blood pact, the male lead didn't rush to comfort or inquire, but instead first shared her burden. This subtle, almost overlooked action precisely struck a chord with the audience after airing. This scene was quickly edited into countless versions by fans for repeated viewing. Some slowed down the footage to analyze the details of the movements, some specifically captured the changes in their eyes, and others compared this moment with the later true love scenes, discovering that from that moment on, their relationship had subtly changed. The transition from contract to true love wasn't suddenly revealed by a single line, but rather gradually achieved through repeated, unconscious closeness. Platform data shows that over 80% of fan-created videos under the hashtag #SuiSuiYiing focus on the crucial turning point in their relationship. From initial wariness and distance to a gradual development of tacit understanding and compromise, each stage leaves clear emotional traces. And what's most repeatedly edited isn't the lengthy confessions, but rather these seemingly insignificant moments. This also indirectly proves the synergy between Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen's performances. They both understand that what truly captivates the audience isn't forceful emotional outbursts, but rather the detailed output built on trust. Zhai Yiying dares to entrust her emotions in their scenes together, while Wang Haozhen consistently receives them steadily. Once the sense of security is established, it naturally extends beyond the camera's frame. Many crew members privately revealed that the two didn't communicate much on set, yet they could always quickly align themselves the moment filming began. A glance, a pause, was enough to achieve emotional synchronization. This tacit understanding, requiring no repeated rehearsals, is especially rare in fast-paced filming and is directly reflected in the smoothness and persuasiveness of the final cut. Perhaps this is why #SuiSuiYiing is repeatedly mentioned by the audience. It shows how a relationship grows through details, and it convinces us that truly touching chemistry between a couple isn't something designed, but rather naturally forms through sincere responses. When the camera zooms in, their positions remain almost unchanged, yet they miraculously create a small world that only accommodates each other. The outside noise and the cheers of the audience seem to fade into the background. Wang Haozhen speaks calmly, yet each word is clear, as if he's seriously confirming an important decision. Zhai Yiying listens attentively, her eyes unwavering, revealing a certain certainty that comes from being treated with respect. This mutual attraction has led many netizens to exclaim, "This isn't just a business transaction, this is emotional resonance." The age difference is completely blurred at this moment. The maturity of the 33-year-old doesn't manifest as a condescending protectiveness. The youth of the 22-year-old doesn't exude dependence. Instead, they seem to have reached a balance at the same juncture, a balance built from experiences accumulated at different stages of life. He gives her space, she responds. He knows his boundaries, she dares to express herself. It is this equality that makes their interaction so captivating. What's even more surprising is that the sweetness between the two isn't ostentatious, yet it's evident in every detail. A slight turn, a soft reminder, a natural pause, these are all proof of their tacit understanding. Neither tries to steal the spotlight, nor does the other retreat into the shadows. They simply stand side by side, perfectly balanced. This perfect balance is especially precious in today's entertainment landscape. No wonder this memorable scene quickly went viral. Some were captivated by the sweetness of love, others witnessed the trust between professional actors, and still others were moved by the mature tenderness. It wasn't a firework that burned out instantly, but rather a slowly spurting warmth that grows more real with each reflection. Perhaps this is why fans so confidently say, the reason this scene is so moving isn't because of its sensational nature, but because it makes us believe that being moved can be so quiet, yet so powerful. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.